All right, you guys. Happy Friday. I am so excited to be here with you girls today. This, obviously, as you know, is a training group for action. So the trainings should not be long. I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet and like to the point so that you could just take a couple of notes with a couple of tips that I'm going to give you. And then what I would love to do is for you to actually do the work. I'm sure you've heard it before, not to be a collector of information. So when the call is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to stay with whoever wants to stay on with me to actually do follow-ups right now. Okay? Because if this group is about action, then I want you to do the action and I want you to feel comfortable. When we're done today, I want you to be like, okay, I know exactly how to do a follow-up. I don't want you to just listen to the information and then sit back and be like, all right, now what? I don't want that to happen. Okay. So I'm going to give you just a little backstory. The way that I got really good at follow ups, kid you not, is I looked for success partners. Okay. I started out 2 years ago with Christina Hessler and Adrian Menendez. And I just basically, we created this thing that it was at first back then before the quarantine, 2 years ago, we would get together all the time and getting together, whether it was in our houses or on Zoom, it gave me confidence to be able to do the work. I never felt alone. So if you're in that position and you felt like that before, I don't know, raise your hand if you felt like that before, because I know that when I started doing invites, I was terrified. And it's the same thing with follow-ups, right? So get yourself an accountability partner or a success partner, get on a Zoom and do the work together. Even if it's just 10, 15, 20 minutes that you're going to do your follow-ups, do it together, because like that you're going to feel much more like confident in that you're with someone else. Okay, so that's going to be like one of the biggest tips that I felt that I could give you, because that is how I was able to grow myself as a leader, which then gave me the confidence to grow my business. Okay, so what I want to do is give you, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to give you the presentation very quickly, just a couple of slides, and then I'm going to go into the actual tips. Okay, so let me go ahead, share my screen. So what you see here today is how to slay your follow-up. So if you're taking notes, I want you to do that. How to slay your follow-ups, because you got to become like a follow-up queen. That's what you want to do. The fortune is in the follow-up. And I'm sure you've heard this before millions of times, but it is true. I'll tell you why. For me, I always hit Success Club on a Friday. More than likely, it happens on a Friday because corporate America gets paid on Fridays. So on Fridays, I am like a boss, texting everybody, following up with voice messages, however it is that I feel that the conversation is going to flow with my follow-ups, I'm doing it on a Friday. What I do is, just to show you how I work my business, Monday through Thursday, I invite and I do my follow-ups on Fridays, because I've noticed that Fridays, people get paid, they're ready to, like, it's the weekend, they're in a good mood, and boom, they go ahead and they purchase. All right. So first of all, you want to have a way to track your follow-ups. So what I'm going to recommend is pick one and stick to it. Because if you're like all over the place, you're going to feel very disorganized. If you're disorganized, you're going to feel like a hot mess. If you're a hot mess, you're going to feel like if you're not being efficient with your time. And if you're not efficient with your time, I feel like if the overwhelm could cause fear, and that fear can cause you to paralyze. And that's not what we want. Remember, action. So either pick paper and pen. Are you a paper and pen girl? If you have a notebook and you write down everything in your notebook, do that. Are you a digital girl? Do you use Streak? I don't know how to use Streak. I don't even want to attempt it. I hear it's amazing, but that's not my thing. I have to face it. That's just not my style. Okay, there's apps also that you could use. I know Teamzy, I found out about it through Instagram. I would see it all the time, or on Facebook, and I thought it was an app, and it could be, but I know that it's like a paid kind of like website that it actually helps you do all your follow-ups, because it'll remind you exactly, but I know you have to pay. But if that's your thing, hey, you can do that. Or recently, I have found to track things with a Trello board. And the Trello board for me, I'm really loving it lately, because when I was a paralegal, I used to work my business with a tickler system. And the tickler system to me is very similar to the Trello board. So I feel like if I have found like my soulmate, way of tracking my follow-ups. The other thing that you want to make sure is, what day are you going to do it? Are you going to do it every Tuesday? Are you going to do it on Fridays? Like, I do it. Are you going to do it by month? Are you going to just say, all right, in January, I'm going to just follow up at the end of the month, or, in February, I'm going to start in the beginning. However, you're going to do your month, like think about where is it that you're going to do your follow-ups. You got to think about all this, because remember, guys, we are CEOs. So you need to have your systems and your strategies and keep it simple so that then you could duplicate it to your downline. Are you going to do it in the mornings or in the evenings? For me, follow-up Friday mornings is golden. So just little tips that I can tell you that's the way that you should be able to track it. Because if you know how to track it and you could teach this to your downline, then that's how your girls are going to grow. All right. Have a method or a system. Think about all the methods that you could use, or, if you want to write this down, however you're going to track it, have a system. Are you going to first go to your Facebook and go through the messenger? There are all your conversations, right? You can go there, or you can follow up sometimes with just a simple comment, because when people post, you could comment back with a question. There's birthdays on Facebook, guys. You could follow up like that. A lot of times I go up and I'm like, hey girl, I saw that you went to South Beach for your birthday. Where did you go? Or how was that restaurant? Or I saw you had a nothing bun cake. Was that a new flavor? There's so many ways that you could follow up the conversation so that you could then go into, like closing out the deal. I'm trying to like give you ways how I do it, because I don't like to just go in and be like, hey girl, you ready to purchase? I like to smooth into it. If you do live videos, go back to those followers that are watching your live and do a follow-up question. What did you love about my live? Did you implement the recipe that I did? Did your family like that recipe? And then go into groups. I'm a runner, so I am involved in running groups, and my little doggy, my Shih Tzu, I've gotten into like Shih Tzu groups. So I go in there and I talk about like their food and all that stuff, and I've created relationships, and I'll go back and I'll follow up there. I go in there to see if I have any conversations or any people that I have felt a connection. After that, I go into my Instagram and I go to my DMs and I make sure that any pending conversations, I continue to just keep the convo going. If I do a poll and I actually get people, like yesterday, I did a salted caramel poll and I actually saw that some girls did click on it. It wasn't all bots. I went to the girls and I'm like, all right, girl, can I put you on my VIP list? It comes out next Tuesday. How would you like me to reach out to you? Text or email? Like that's a way to follow up, because I know that right there on Tuesday, hopefully I'm going to get sales for the salted caramel. And then I'm going to teach you a little bit later how I also have collections on Instagram. But I'm going to go, like I'll do that later so that you could see on your phone. You can grab your phone and do that. Next up, I go to my emails. Any emails that I have. So I've started to implement a newsletter since the beginning of the year. And believe it or not, I've been sprinkling not only Beachbody stuff, but other things, like things that I find on Amazon, bikinis I've been buying, home decor. And when I get responses to that, I'll go back and follow up and continue those conversations, because that's building the relationship that will lead that follow-up, hopefully, to an invite and a closing deal, right? So if you have a blog, same thing. I'm sure, I don't know how the blog works, but I'm sure you have an audience that you can go back to. And lastly, guys, phone. I am a phone girl. I am not scared to pick up the phone. Yesterday, I had somebody tell me, hey, my boss wants to talk about Beachbody. I told her, here's my phone number, or let me have hers. I'll get on the phone and I'll literally speak to her today. Last Sunday, I had a mommy reach out to me. She goes, I need you to talk to my daughter. She's in New York. I'm like, get her on the phone. We talked for 30 minutes. Boom, I closed the deal. Do not be afraid of getting on that phone. If you need to get on FaceTime, if you need to get on Zoom, and text messaging to me is super personal, because you could talk, keep it going. People respond to text messages really good. So that for me is another way that I absolutely follow up with people. I even follow up with my coaches like that, see how they're doing. I follow up with my customers, my challengers. I ask them on Sundays, hey, here's a weekly check-in. I text it to them. Texting is very powerful as well for me. All right, last, these are, if you want to screenshot it or I'll share the slides, these are simple follow-up messages that I kind of have like read through them, and I will use them in my own wording. Now, I know that there's some people that are like, listen, I'm not into scripts, and it's true. Scripts are not personal. But what I did was I read through them, and then what I do is I get my voice message. Let's say I'm on Instagram, and I'll click on the little microphone, and I will pretty much say that in a nutshell in my own way. So, for example, the first one is, hey sis, I don't talk like that. I talk like, hey love, or hey doll. I just wanted to circle back around with you as promised to see if you had thought any more about coaching with me. I feel like if you're my kind of girl, and for the past few weeks we've connected, I want to do this with you. Do you want to link arms? Are you ready for more information? See how I change the first paragraph into my own wording, and I do it in my own voice, because that way they know that it's my real authenticity and passion that I'm reaching out to them. So I'll go ahead and share the scripts so that you could, do whatever you want, but I'm just sharing how I apply this to me, and this is what has helped me with my follow-ups. And again, I'm going to close the presentation with nothing like a voice message. There is so much power in your voice. They feel the passion. They can see, how you shine your purpose through that. And you're a voice of hope, and you're a light right now more than ever in a dark world. So following up is showing them that you care, that you're a professional enough to track your business, go back and be like, hey, I know we talked. I know this was something that you really wanted to do. Girlfriend, are you ready now? Like, I'm ready to do this with you. I am super excited to, have you on my tribe or whatever. Let's do this. It's very different on voice than if I were to share that in a text message or a script or whatever. All right. So really quick, take out your notebook, and I'm going to give you a couple things that I'm actually going to give you 7 tips on what it is also that what I do is when I sit down to do my follow-ups, I go through this list. So number 1, and again, maybe some of these things you've already heard, but I'm here to show you how I do it. Always have something to invite to. So it's either a challenge group, a free group, a sneak peek. I call it a mentorship webinar. Because I don't like to throw the word coaching too much lately. I see that people are using influencer or affiliate. I just call it like a webinar. And I just tell them, hey girl, I'm ready to do a mentorship training. Number 2, the first day of the month is another key date for me. Why? Because I want to hit Success Club early in the month. I want to recruit coaches early in the month. So the first day of the month, I don't start my invites. I go to my follow-ups. I want to close that deal, and I wake up in the morning of the first day of the month and I'm like, I'm going to hit Success Club today. You've got to be super confident and have massive belief that you're going to slay that close today, that you're going to hit Success Club, or you're going to at least get points on the board. Number 3, I go to my share cards. Absolutely. I know that Monica talked about this last Friday, but I'm going to reiterate it. There could be share cards that are pending and that are not, they haven't closed them out. Go back to those people. Number 4, I go to my collections. So on your phone, on Instagram, really quick, I'm going to teach you how I do it. So I will go to my profile, and there's 3 lines at the very top right-hand side. You click on Sage. It's a little flag that says Sage. You there? Okay. When you go to Sage, I have albums that I have created. They're called collections, and that's where I go. I have a folder that's called follow-ups. I actually call it show love, because what I do is I go back and I show them love, so that's my way of following up. So how you create a collection is, let's say that you are into, I love organizing. So there's this girl that I follow. Her name is Jen Jones, and she's a blogger. So I love her blog is I Heart Organizing. Love, love, love her. So what I do is I go into her page, because she has 118,000 followers. I go to her last post that she's posted, which she's been MIA a little bit. I don't know if she's going through something with her family, but in her last post, she has 2,400 likes. I go to those likes, and I'll go through just the people that have liked it. And if I see a girl, somebody that I connect with on that profile picture, I'll look at it and I'll click, and I'll either request her, I'll follow her. If she's public, even better, because then I don't really even have to request her. So let's say she is public, like this girl. I just found a girl, you could see there. I just found a girl, right? So I'm going to click on that first little box. That's a pink box. Okay. And if I click on that little flag on the right, click on the flag on the right, Instagram says save to collection. It's a little thing that pops up and it says save to collection. What you're going to do is this is what comes out. I don't know if you could see it very well. Basically, it's like little squares. Those are my collections. If you want to create a collection today, because you don't do this, there's a plus sign on the right. Click on the plus sign and create your album. You could do follow-ups. You could name it prospects. You could name it show some love. You could do June follow-ups, however you want to name it. Once you name it, that post that you saved, that you flagged, is going to go in there. Okay? And you're going to do that again and again and again. Did that make sense? Thumbs up if you were able to do that. What happens is, if you are doing this every day, like loving on people, this is part of your expanding your network, connecting, building relationships, because remember, that is our business. What's going to happen is your album is going to grow. So every day when I want to connect with people, I just simply go to those 3 little lines and I go to my albums. Those are my collections. And I'll go in there and I'll, like, I call it show love. And I have all my people right there that I just literally go down one by one and I show love. Okay. So like for this month, this is what I'm doing. And I'll go in there. Once you click on the first one, you could literally scroll. Look, everybody comes up. So it's like a feed. So all I'm doing is liking, commenting, liking, commenting, liking, commenting. You're right there building relationships. You're showing love. And then that's a follow-up. Because when you go back and you want to DM them, you can, throw in the invitation or the follow-up, whatever it is. Okay. I think follow-up is so intertwined with inviting. So, and I say that because if you do the invite and you never go back again, the invite doesn't mean anything. You need to go back and do your follow-up. So that's part of my collections. Number 5, go to all the people that you know. Think back. I don't care if you create a list of 100 people again. I did it 4.5 years ago, and sometimes I go back and I do it again. Print out a hot list, really cute, like just any like little paper, print out hot list and write down. Think of all your family, all your friends. Think of your neighbors that you see outside. Think of in your community. Are you part of like, the board, association in your house or whatever? Think of in school, all those school moms that you talk to on a daily basis. I'm a homeroom mom, so I have built great relationships with all homeroom moms. The staff members in the school, I built relationships with them. Think of them. Think of sports. Are your kids in sports? Are your girls in extracurricular activities, in ballet, in cheer? All those things. Go back to those people. When you have those relationships, you could easily go back and follow up. If you've invited, if you've already said, hey, when are you going to join me? You could also think about work. If you work, then you have obviously coworkers. And if you don't work like me, I do. I'm a substitute teacher, but I'm not there all the time. My husband's business. I built relationships with his coworkers through the years. So believe it or not, I've gone to his secretary and I'm like, hey, Griselda, when are you joining me? And sure enough, she became my customer. You got to be able to go back to those people that you build relationships. Number 6, add value. And I'm going to show you all the ways that I add value and I give love. Ready? We're going to write this down. Number 1, give a free workout, because then you could go back and ask about the free workout. Number 2, give a recipe. Number 3, give a meal plan. Number 4, give a playlist. I don't know how many times I get asked, I want your playlist. Number 5, give a coupon. I created a really cute coupon on Canva and I said, when you're ready to join me, $10 off. When I am in a bind and I need to hit Success Club, I'll shoot that coupon. And they think like, oh my God, it's a savings. How cute. And they see it in a little graphic and I put a little picture of myself and I'm like, join me. When you're ready, $10 off. I send them a motivational video. I'm huge on those motivational videos. I'll send one that's really short, a minute or 2. I'll send a book recommendation with a picture or an Amazon link to the book that I just read that I loved. I'll send them a quote. I'll send them an Amazon find. Recently, I found this really cute bikini and I've been sending it to my girls that I know are into, like, follow me for fashion. I'll send them my favorite workout clothes link. So lately I've been buying all my workout clothes from Zaya. I have a rep. I send her, if she has like a sale promotion, boom, I send it. And I go, hey, go check out my girl. She has a sale right now. This is my favorite workout. Go, go see. She has things on sale or whatever. Essential oils. I have a rep for that too. I'm big on essential oils because I suffer from anxiety. I'll throw in a recipe, a potion, a new essential oil that I found, whatever that's working for me. Printables. I'm big on organizing. So I have spring cleaning checklist. I have clean out your refrigerator. I love all that stuff. I send it to people. Hey girl, I just did this. I'm going to challenge you. Want to clean out your refrigerator? Follow this. Or I'll send a picture of my refrigerator. Do this. I'm making them better. I'm leaving them so that when they're done with me, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that was so freaking cool. She just enhanced my day. And that's what you want. You want to show that love. Morning routines. Sometimes I'll write out my morning routine and I'll be like, hey girl, 5 tips. This is what got me out of bed today. Summer activities with the kiddos. I print out a little bucket list and I just like type up all the things that my boys want to do. And I tell them, in Miramar, I want to go to Crumble Cookie. I want to go to the movies. I want to go to Hot Wheels, or that's what I call it. The roller skating, with friends. Like, I'll write down a little summer bucket list and I'll send it to the mommies that have kids. So there's so many ways that you could add value. And what's great is that your follow-up ties in, because then you could go back and be like, girlfriend, tell me about that freaking playlist. Was that not on fire? I ran 3 miles yesterday because I was listening to that playlist. It's all about energy too, girls, because that energy is, they're going to be like, yes, oh my God, I can't wait to hear it. Believe it or not, energy is contagious. And number 7, I go in and I throw in a meme or a GIF and I'll ask a question. And sometimes if I want them to be a coach and I'm brave enough that I want them to be a dream coach of mine, I'll say, hey, girlfriend, you are slaying your IG. Have you ever thought of monetizing it? And I use that language. Have you ever thought of monetizing it? Because people are like, what do you mean? What do you mean by monetizing it? And then I tell them, girlfriend, exactly what you're already doing, you could be making money off of it. Do you want me to send you a 2-minute video, 3-minute video, whatever, that tells you what it is that I do? And boom, you can send the video. That's another follow-up. What did you love about the video? And think, are you going to go back a day or 2 later? Track everything. And I'm going to show you, the last thing I'm going to show you is my Trello board so that you could see how I also track digitally. Call to actions is also part of that. If I leave them a question, are you monetizing your page? I will leave a call to action. Like, if you are interested, let me know yes, yay or nay. I'll do yay or nay so we can chit chat. Can you get on the phone with me for 2 minutes? I will literally do that as well. So at the end, what I do is I do this on Fridays and I 10x it. And that's how I feel that I've become a follow-up like queen, because I feel like if on Fridays, I usually get points on the board or I'll hit Success Club, because this is the magic in my Fridays. That's why I wanted to take this topic. I was like, Follow Friday, that's me. I know how to slay my follows. All right. So the last thing I'm going to show you is my Trello board, in case if you're more a little digital person and it's like a tickler system. And then I'll just stop recording. And then if you girls want to stay on with me and do some follow-ups, we can do that. So I'm going to share my screen one more time. And here we go. Let me see. Is it here? Here, Trello. All right. Can everybody see that? Thumbs up if you could see that. All right. So a Trello board is basically, you could create whatever it is that you want. Okay. So in my Trello board, I have a column, and I could show you later how to create this, but it's super simple. You literally just go here. Let's say you want to do slay my follow-ups and you want to create it. Literally, that's all you have to do. And then when you add a card, you could add whoever it is that you're going to follow up. Susie Solares, and you write her name. And then you could go in there literally and write, she wants collagen, collagen and salted caramel, let's say, right? You could add a date, or you could say, all right, today is June the 19th. I'm gonna follow up with her on the 23rd. I'm gonna save it because On the 23rd is when Salted Caramel comes out. So that'll pop up like this. You see how these are red? Can everybody see that? Okay, so because they're red, I know that these are the people that I need to follow up with today. So you could literally track the ones that you know you're about to close, because you don't have time to track every single person. Like I track here in my collections. But if I know that I'm super duper close, guys, I will literally go into, this list, and I'll write down their names, and I'll put the date of when I got to go back. So I know that today I need to go back to these girls because I'm like right there. And you could write your notes and you could do all that. Right here, I have these two are for the following Friday. And then the pink shows that I start another month. Actually, this is the end of the month. So maybe I have to move her up. And let me show you how you can move it up. You literally just move it like that. You can move your names like that. Like, oh, this is June. So I got to leave this like this. This is all June. Let me see. Okay, this is July. So my purple is July. So my pink is the end of June. So you could even color them. You could, you could get very creative if you want, but to make it simple, if you don't want to like spend time on that, just come up with a list and literally write them down. And if these are the ones that you're really close, like I said, you could go in there and you could write down all the notes, which is great because again, this is going to remind you how to do it. And girls, Trello lately, for me, it's been awesome. Like I have another board where I do my daily to-dos and I break it down by days. This is what I do all my Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays, on Thursdays, on Fridays. It's fantastic because you literally could just go in and be like, okay, what is it that I'm doing today? I have one for my customers by the year so that I could always go back to my old customers. If they have fallen off the wagon, I literally, just go back to those names and I go quickly and I'm like, yep, I remember I can go back and get her. A lot of people fall off, Shakeology sometimes, and every 6 months you could go back and get them back on, get points. So just keep track of, your customers. And if, doing it digitally is not your thing, guys, a simple little journal with all your customers, pen and paper, just have it there. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to do it, but I'll end the call with this. Go back to what I taught you, like pick a tracker system and stick to it. Like pick one and stick to it. And then think about your methods, all the methods that you're going to go ahead and do so that you could teach your downline. Okay, guys, Facebook, then Instagram, then emails, and then phone. And then go in and start adding all the value and boom, those are your follow-ups. Ask the questions and hopefully that's going to lead to closing out the deals. And I hope that this, can help you on this Friday. Like I said, I'll stop recording and then we could take action. But girls, if you have any questions, let me check the chat. No questions, right? It is free. What is free? Trello is free. Teamsy, you got to pay. So I don't know if that question, Kristen, was on Trello. It is free. All right. So like I said, I hope that this has added value. I hope that this has helped you. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always here to help. But basically, yeah, you have a question, Denise?
I do. On your the little boards that you do on Instagram.
The collections?
Yes. I have collections too, but then they become really long until they move. When do you move them and where do you move them to?
I move them by month. I like to work off the month. So if like in let's say in May, there was people that I just don't feel that I did enough connecting, I'll move them to June. And then in June, see, like my June list wasn't that long because those are the people that I've connected with the last 2 weeks. I have to keep adding, you know what I mean? So that it's not overwhelming and it's not this super long list.
That's more of my thing. I'm getting to that. It's really long. And when do you do the cutoff of?
Monthly.
Once
they become my customer, then I change them to my collection of customers.
Yeah, that's different.
If they become my coach, then I put them in a collection called coaches.
But then if they don't become anything, you just analyze whether you've had a real good connection or not, and then you move them to the next month.
Yeah, and I'll pretty much leave them there unless if they have fallen off Instagram, but I don't let the relationship die. Even if it's been 3 months that I'm like, oh my gosh, this one slipped through the cracks, I'll go back, hey doll, how are you? Oh my God, I'm so excited to see what you've been up to. I went back during the quarantine and I did a lot of that. I just simply did, hey love, how are you doing during this quarantine? How are you coping? How are you getting through? And then I'll do like a voice. Girlfriend, thinking of you. I saw that you were watching my stories. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. This has been so difficult. My husband took a super hard hit with his business. How are you doing? I had a girl that I've never met tell me, I'm a dentist and I had to close my business down. I was like, oh my gosh. So I started building that relationship. I had to send a share card last week. She's like, I'm tight. I had to close my dentistry down, but I haven't forgotten about you. So just continue to show that love, because follow up to me equals love. It's just going back and showing them that love so that when they're ready, trust me, they're going to go back and they're going to be like, okay, I'm ready. And you never stop showing them love unless if they tell you, I'm done with you, like F you, or they block you. But they continue to stay on there for years and years and years. I've been doing this for 4.5 years and I never stop. Cool. Does that answer your question? Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else?
Thank you for sharing that, because I'm terrible at putting my, adding it. I've been writing them down, but then after I write them down, I don't really have anywhere else to put them. So thank you. That helps me.
You're welcome. So now you have a tracking system, which is going to organize you better. And if you're organized, girls, you could slay, because then your time is you're being efficient. And so you could focus on the income producing activities quicker. And then just, we're all busy. So we're working this business in pockets of time, but definitely, you could at least feel super productive that your follow-ups are in one place. And then you did what you needed to do, whether 10, 15 minutes a day, or if you're going to do it like me, that I do it on Friday mornings, however you pick, but it's a perfect way for you to just have everything in one place and feel productive. That's what I want you to do. When we finish this call, we're going to do some follow-ups now. And then I want you to be like, man, I'm super confident in my follow-ups. So, I know from now on how to move and take action, because this is what this next level legend group is about. It's about taking action, and it's about becoming that leader that you want to be, hitting diamond or whatever star diamond rank you want to hit, and then just duplicate it. Go back and teach your girls. Take this, what you've learned, take the recording and take it to your team. Like, that's what you want. It's momentum. Does that make sense? Awesome. All right, so we've been on for 35 minutes. Let's do like a fun little boomerang. I thought of doing double L for level legends. Let's do something like this, and then I'll stop recording, and then I'll stay on if you girls want to do follow-ups with me. All right. Here we go. A cute little boomerang. Here we go. Next level legends. Yeah, baby. Woo! Oops. Wait, let's do one more. I picked the wrong filter. It has like a smack word right in the middle. Sorry. All right, one more. Next level legends. Here we go. Woo! Awesome. All right, girls, I'm going to stop recording. And if you want to stay on, feel free to stay on with me.